The show is about to start.
Distancing ourselves from the enemy. Think we've got a method of a remedy. It's hard at times, but we'll make it, yeah. Traveling on our own down the boulevard, surrounded by shadows hiding in the dark. It's hard at times, but we fight it, yeah, we fight it, yeah. We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around. We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around. Distancing ourselves from the enemy. Now they've taken hearts and broken everything. It's hard at times. Can we change it? Can we change it? We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around. We don't believe in what we started. All our plans are crashing down. We gotta try to make it through this. It's too late to turn around.
Yes, I'm excited! John Townie, you got Ric Flair, the captain of the team, behind you. Learn to love it. Diamonds are forever.
Well, there we go. Well, thank you, Rick, for the introduction. I always appreciate your support. I'll tell you what, you know that little piece of the intro literally blocks this show from going to like certain countries because of WWE. Terrible. But tonight, we're on our third episode of PopCULTure for season 2. And joining me, I will have my amazing co-host and super planner, Amanda B. And also on panel tonight, we got Red Gaze, and we might have some other guests pop up on here as we go along. How is everyone doing tonight?
Doing pretty good.
Very well, thank you.
It's been wild for me. Like, and it's always something funny. Like, I had to re-edit like a bunch of stuff that I was trying to do for this because like little pieces will hit that YouTube marker. Like, I'll upload it to YouTube first and just have it check or whatever, right, to see, and then inevitably there's something that always comes in and just I always have a strike. And so that little Ric Flair thing like blocks me in like 5 countries or something because of WWE.
You could always try something different. Are you a big Ric Flair fan?
Ric Flair is one of my favorites, especially with what's going on now.
Is he the only endorsement you've gotten so far? Is that the problem?
No, I could get some other endorsements, but I just, I felt like Ric Flair was a good power move until I realized they blocked me from like 8 countries.
I tell you to try Booker T, but you probably have the same problem.
Maybe. I think it's WWE. Well, you know what? That's an NW. Well, you know what? WWE bought them out, so you never know. Never know what they actually own catalog wise and what you're gonna get. What you get slammed for. YouTube's a wonderful place. It makes it great for creators,
isn't it?
Yeah. But on that note, we have a bunch of positive stuff going on this week. This is pop culture. We try to keep it positive. We try to talk about things that make us happy. And with that, we have some celebrity birthdays this week. So I'm going to play a little quick video so everybody can see what's popping with the celebrities and their birthdays.
Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday in a hot car to those nice friends. I remember always, I get such a fright. Seeing him in the dark, covered with my great big pen. If they want me, and I wish you, and I wish you. If they want me, and I wish you, and I wish you. If they want me and I wish you, would you like to present too? Happy birthday in a hot car to those nice friends. I remember always, I get such a fright. Seeing him in the dark, covered with my great big pen. If they want me, and I wish you, and I wish you. If they want me, and I wish you, and I wish you. If they want me, and I wish you, would you like to present too? Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday, happy birthday.
I love it when a good edit comes together, especially like when the last, like, I don't know what happened in the last one. Just completely black.
It's
Hey, it
all
works.
good.
Yeah. And we're joined by the lovely Rick Saylor. Hey, Rick.
What's up, Rick?
Hold on a
Is Rick
second.
frozen?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yep. So you were frozen for a moment, but you sound okay now.
Okay. The Bluetooth turned off for some reason.
Oh no. After watching those birthdays, I don't know if anybody was looking at that and like, wow, really? Nick Nolte looks old. I saw that picture and I'm like, man, he's that old now? And I'm like, that doesn't even look like the Nick Nolte I remember.
Yeah, but Nick Nolte was an old man like when he was in 48 Hours. Like
No, you're right. It's not like he was a spring chicken. You are right.
It just didn't like set in the same way. There is like a certain weird thing with some of the celebrities and stuff where like they'll get to a certain age, maybe it's plastic surgery or the diets, I don't know, whatever is wearing off, they can't fight off at the age forever. And like it's like it seems like to be a severe thing, like we just hit a wall where it goes from like being all right, right in the line to bam, just age hits
Do
you.
you think it is with some like the ladies, they don't want to like dye their hair anymore, so they just give up on it, so therefore they look older because their grays are set in?
Just the maintenance parts.
Yeah.
That's a good possibility because I mean I think everybody, even dudes, look pretty much like a lot younger if you get a decent haircut and dye job.
Yep.
Mm-mm.
Not
Go
that
ahead.
I'm thinking about my grays at the moment, but anyways.
Yeah, I think you hit a certain point, you just don't care anymore, and it happens earlier for some than others.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm gonna be one that's always gonna be dyeing my hair. I'll be 96 at like the nursing home and asking somebody to dye my hair for me.
What I think is interesting is like what people were doing at those times, like because like people have different ages. So like Garth Brooks and Ashton Kutcher are born on the same day, and Chris Rock. So like what were they doing at different points in life? Like when Garth Brooks was picked up his first microphone, where was Chris Rock at, and Ashton Kutcher probably wasn't even born.
Probably not. He's pretty young. Yeah, I don't know. That is kind of interesting to think of,
It's funny because you get to like when you're adults, you hit a certain age or whatever, and then like age stops being a thing. But there was like a point like where everybody was on a completely different journey just by a few years.
Yeah, it's very true. Some were in grade school while others were breaking out.
Who else do we have? Nick Nolte is a great one. Vince Neil is looking rough. He is not aging well.
Most rockers don't age well with the sex, the drugs, and the rock and roll. Like, they hit their prime, and then it seems like their prime starts earlier than most. Like, they hit 30, and then they're all downhill from there. 24 was when they were rocking hard, and then once they hit 30, they're looking pretty haggard.
Who I thought was crazy looking was George Stephanopoulos. I was like, what happened to the newscasters like that? Where you just had the guy that was like just the boring guy that wore the suit and just read your news.
Mm-hmm.
I missed that. Those are good times.
And yeah, Brokaw was in there too. Yep.
I saw you had a pretty flattering picture of Axl Rose there.
Surprisingly enough, they didn't that wasn't the first one pulled up. I had to do some quick editing. I have had a rough week, and so most of these segments I would prepare over a set of days, and I kind of did it in I don't know last 12 hours or something like that, 13 hours. So we're rolling good though. I think I'm pretty happy with everything other than the blackout. I was not happy that it blacked out on the last birthday there. I don't know what happened.
It's okay. So I don't know if you want to say hi to those that are in the chat. I know we're triple streaming, so that's
we're double streaming.
Oh, we're only double. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing it.
Thank you all for tuning in.
Whether you're in the 24-hour chat or the Outcast Owls, if you type in Outcast Owls Live, Outcast Owls will pop up if you want to be in the chat with everybody else. I'm not sure which chat anybody's in at any point at any time, but it's all fun and mayhem. However, I do have to drop the link for the next segment.
Well, that explains it, because I was like, I can only see a couple of these chats on YouTube, but they're all like rolling on StreamYard.
Yeah, I use one channel as more of a archive channel, and so I just go live on it and record it as an archive on the same day. But then I also have this channel, and then on top of it, I have lost channels like 3 or 4 times in the last couple of months. So we it's constant movement. It's a gypsy gang, so it makes it hard to keep everybody in one place.
24 and his partner likes to get some strikes going.
Not
really, but
when we do it correctly. But the next thing that I want to cover is, and one of my favorite things that we go over is babes and bros of the ages, and this is where we take a look and we face off 2 people for a decade. So we're doing 70s, 80s, 90s. So it'll be 2 males versus 2 males versus 2 males. 70s, 80s, 90s. Same thing for females. We don't have a transgender thing because we keep it pop culture here. But this, what I was gonna do was a long-term thing, right? And it didn't really. I think people like the better of like switching out week to week. So we tried it for 2 weeks, didn't really pan out. So what we decided to do is switch it up. And so we have a brand new batch, and I just dropped the link in the chat. It's pinned on the top of the Outcast Owls chat. There is a link, or it's probably the top of the 24 hours chat. There's a link there for for our little survey here, and what it is, we're voting on it. We're saying who is the sexier of the two. So for our men's battle of the babes and bros of the ages in the 70s, who do we got, Amanda B?
We have Andy Gibb, which is a singer, for those of you that may not know. And then we also have Barry Williams, which was the eldest Brady of the Brady Bunch for the 70s. And then we want to move on to the 80s?
Yes.
All right. In the 80s, we have Rob Lowe, looking pretty good with his shirt off, versus Kurt Russell. And of the 90s, we have Leonardo DiCaprio with Will Smith.
Can I tell you that I have a beef with Leonardo DiCaprio after I saw these pictures today? I realized that, yeah, because this haircut is the non-binary haircut of 2022.
Oh,
Like this man was such an influence on women that like when things changed and it wasn't cool to be men anymore, women turned into Leo.
Ouch.
that was such the prime haircut on the 90s, though. Like almost
It
everybody
was.
and their brother had that haircut.
Well, see, it can't even be original. That's what I'm saying. Kids today, they don't even understand where things come from. But we're not sexist here. We don't just have the ladies. We also are the men. We also have the ladies here, and so we'll go with the round two of our ladies.
Yeah, in the 70s, we have Stevie Nicks and Carly Simon, both singers. And then of the 80s, we have by chat request. So if you guys happen to have anybody that you'd like to see, we'll consider it for the next time. But these two ladies of the 80s were listed before, which the first one we have Jennifer Connelly. And then we also have Phoebe Cates. And then of the 90s, we have Liv Tyler versus Drew Barrymore. So click that link and choose your lad and lady.
That's a difficult one. I mean, because both Liv and Drew Barrymore did some pretty like epic movie stuff, and then Phoebe Cates too is another difficult one. I don't know. It's a battle. This one's actually a little bit more of a battle. I think last time we had a blowout. I do have those. So last time, round one of the men for the 70s, 80s, and 90s, it was Travolta versus Eastwood, and Eastwood won 2 weeks in a row, hands down.
Of course.
There was no competition there. Same thing with the 80s, very one-sided. I did not pick a good team up here. Patrick, we got Patrick Swayze, Don Johnson versing each other. Now, I figured because I do have a diverse audience on this channel of ladies that Don Johnson might catch some of the older ones, but didn't happen.
I was never a Don Johnson fan, so when you suggested, I was kind of like, okay.
I was thinking more like people, because I have ladies that follow this channel that are old as 65, so I was thinking more like the 55, 60 range would be.
You don't think that they would be Patrick Swayze fans? Like, hello.
I don't know. I mean, Don had his swagger at one point. He was the man.
That's true.
And then I definitely didn't expect that Brad Pitt was going to be a blowout to Johnny Depp. Like I figured it might be close, but Johnny Depp just in the 90s smokes Brad Pitt. He's just killing it.
Yeah, I was always a Depp fan too.
And then on the ladies' side, again, completely one-sided, complete fail.
That just means that people's opinion didn't change from week to week. So we truly picked the top babe and bro of each decade.
This is true. Would you like to run through the ladies of the 70s, 80s, 90s?
You're gonna okay. I can't remember. All right, so what we have, Farrah Fawcett versus Linda Carter.
You gotta know Linda Carter. That's a CG thing.
I grew up in the 80s, okay? Like, I was born in 79, yes, but I am a child of the 80s and beyond. So 70s really didn't do anything for me. All right, so of the 80s, we have, Brooke Shield and who's the other one? The first one.
Oh, see, she's
Christy
not.
Brinkley.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't pay attention to the ladies, okay? And then of the 90s, we had Jessica, no, Love Hewitt,
Jennifer
Jennifer Love Hewitt, and Tiffany Amber Thiessen.
Tiffany Amber Thiessen, the three named Maven. She just ruled it. She like took it. I thought that there might be a little more love for Jennifer Love Hewitt, but no, she was taken out, and that's kind of
surprised by that. Yeah, yeah.
Well, because she's like literally known for like dating multiple dudes at a time and even giving them like engagement rings. Like she's a player.
Wait, she gave them engagement rings?
Yeah, she gave them engagement rings to keep them off of the scent of her tapping out several people.
Damn. Okay.
Some ladies know how to make it work.
That's it, bro. No, honey, here's your ring.
No, it's pretty amazing. So where are we at with response? We got 5 responses from the chat so far.
Yeah, take the time. I don't know if you want to say hi to those that are in the chat. We have
do
neglected
that.
them, so sorry, guys.
Let's do this.
We can only work backwards.
So we got. Let's go up to the top. I know that that good stuff was way up there. It was definitely number 1 comment. Frog G, Real DJ Zombie. Thank you very much. Snuggy Junior's out there with support as always. Good stuffs. Both the misses.
Both of them, Mr. and Mrs.
And the Comixgator. We got Comics Talk with Pops Van Sant. Thank you, Pops. Love having you around. We got Josh with the Owls. Thank you, sir. Rex Blocker with the Owls. Thank you, sir. Crackpack Everyday Bow. That's right, Snuggy. We got Timekeeper in here. Amanda B's in the chat. Hicks Villians up. What's going on, sir? That's from the other side of things. Always Sunny. Thank you for dropping by. Neek, one of our first guests of the new season. Thank you for coming on the show.
Faithful.
In the chat.
Along with Sunny and Always Sunny in Tulsa. It's not his first week either. Good to see the people repeat.
We got Jeremy in the chat. It's
Jeremy B.
We got Lola Meats.
Lovely Lola.
Where's the beef?
No, where's the bum? The bum.
I mean, we're doing this is pop culture Arby's.
Oh, where's the beef? Okay, time to make the donuts. Sorry, I'm out of it.
We have the meat now. I think is what it is.
I will warn you. I am on my 3rd glass of wine, so.
That's all right. This thing's gonna go completely off the rails. I've been up for like over 24 hours. Nothing was prepped like it normally is. And so we are working in reverse, but I hope everybody enjoyed it. We still have all our segments. If we can get some more votes in the chat, check it out and see if you what you think about the babes and bros of the ages. Let's see if we can find out who the definitive babe and bro is this week. And then sometime in the future, I guess we'll start facing off our like the bracket here. Yeah.
Death match. Hello to Fantasia and Snake River Catfish Slayer. I might have missed you saying hi to them for 24, but.
Oh, yeah. Snake River is just whatever. I don't have to worry about it.
I'm pretty sure he was the one that didn't like my choice for Triple X, or what movie was it?
Was it
he said it was like the worst movie. Maybe it wasn't. No, Triple X was last time. It was the first
Triple
one.
X was bad.
What did we say? It's one of my favorites. Gosh. Anyways.
You should do like another show, just like babes and bro movies. It's just like a beer for women who like bro movies, and like a movie suggestion. It'd be like Triple X and a lager.
Yeah. Although it is kind of funny because most of the movies I do like are all the action movies, like Con Air, Triple X. We're going to talk about The Transporter tonight. I love the action movies that have the quips in them. So it's not like it's, Die Hard's good because that's quips, but it's not like, I want to use the term Die Hard. It's not like your straight action movie where it's a war movie. It's the, at times it's weird. I don't know how to describe it. It's not your typical action, but it's your funny action, and it entertains me. Anyways. Hello to Ange, who's joined.
We're just moving on. We don't have to worry about that. Let's see. Window. There we go. We're gonna share this window right now, and boom. So right now, what we got going on. We got this update
Right now.
We got 5 responses, and so far, for our babes and bros of the ages, our babes, Stevie Nicks. Oh, see, it looks like Stevie Nicks is up, beating Carly Simon,
Wow.
just dog walking her actually. Jennifer Connelly and Phoebe Cates. It looks like a little more of a battle here. Vote.
They
Same
got it
thing.
wrong though.
They got it wrong.
They got it
Could
wrong.
be flipped.
Yeah. I think it's because you use that picture of Phoebe Cates in the bathing suit. They're like, she's hot. I'm going with her.
I mean, it's a pretty iconic bathing suit.
It is.
Yeah. If you got rid of that scene in that movie, you could give it to Jennifer Connelly.
She did a video, Jennifer Connelly. Is it 24 Seagulls, where they're like in a store and they're roller skating, and she's cute. She's a cute girl. I can admit that.
Votes are coming in. People didn't like this. They're correcting the math as we speak.
Oh, look, now they're neck and neck.
Yeah, now we're tied. We're tied on Jennifer Connelly, Phoebe Cates. We are tied on the Liv Tyler, Drew Barrymore. Now, see, I would think, Liv Tyler's got, the whole astronaut movie that was kind of cool with the song and their dad sang or whatever. But then, Drew Barrymore did a striptease on her 20th birthday or so, the 21st birthday for David Letterman.
Do you have that clip? No.
Oh, no. Yeah. Now I'm trying to keep this channel for a little while. That's
a shame.
I've lost. Well, this is the thing, Red Gaze. I've burned I burned 6 channels over the last 2 years, but in the last couple of months, because of our antics, we've burnt 3 of them.
Well,
so we're trying to calm down.
That's what brings people back too. So.
Trying to calm down and not get too crazy. Well, it's, you never know what's going to take you. Sometimes it's content. Sometimes, people are just, they like to complain.
Yeah, it's weird.
All right. Well, let's see. So that's the babes. The babes are in a dead heat, except for it looks like that Stevie Nicks is just like Carly Simon. You have no chance. No chance.
Stevie Nicks is a rocker. Carly Simon's more what, folk? Do I have that right?
No, Stevie Nicks is the Fleetwood Mac. I guess it's rock folk. They're both kind of the same ish thing.
Same style. Okay.
Yeah, it's all 70s rock.
This one I like. Oh, maybe we'll inch ahead on the Phoebe. Oh, no. There. See, I'm telling you, I think that if people go back and watch that Drew Barrymore clip and then think about the fact that she was married to Tom Green for a while and that they did a movie
Green's
together.
Goofy though.
Yeah.
I don't
weird.
okay, maybe they were a cute couple to be cute and funny, but they weren't a cute couple to be the Angelina Jolie, Brad Pitt type thing.
They lasted a whole movie. They made it through one.
That's cute versus hot.
Right.
I've always been more of a Barrymore guy, but that was back in the day. So I just remembered back in the day, and that's how I cast my vote.
Although, what is Liv Tyler doing these days? I don't think I've seen her around. Do you see Drew Barrymore around though? Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she's trying not to be canceled because her dad's a rock and roll star, and she doesn't want anything to come back on her with all the culture.
She's like, I got enough money. I'm just gonna enjoy this over here. You guys have fun on the internet.
Just gonna dip.
You got dad money.
Yep. So we have Kurt Russell winning over Rob Lowe. Okay.
Kurt Russell. See, now I thought that might happen. I thought that Kurt Russell might beat out Rob Lowe because,
Nope,
Never mind.
Too soon.
Kurt Russell. The thing about him is that when you're those two pictures, Rob Lowe is a lot younger, and so Kurt Russell's got that 30s man shape and size. You know how you I don't know. Dudes will know this as you get older, from your teens to your 20s to your 30s. You morph, right? And he's got the killer 30s body there, and then Rob's got that end of the 20s body. So he kind of looks younger. So I guess it just depends on what your flavor is. Do you want the young guy or do you want the rugged?
If you fast forward him today, I don't think Rob Lowe has changed much. I don't know that I've seen a super recent picture, but I don't think he's changed much. But you look at Kurt Russell, those Santa Claus movies that are on Netflix, he's looking pretty hot there. Not really.
That only made him hotter.
No, it did not. I guess you like the red, right? Red.
I do, and I like me some old grizzly Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
He was in the Hateful Eight too.
Yeah, that was good.
He had a good big old handlebar mustache.
See,
Oh,
people
Delete is
forget about
saying-
Rob Lowe's criminal past. That kind of, can't be begging young girls back then. People forget about that.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the 80s. Everybody
Wasn't
forget-
it a prostitute?
No, it was a minor. And videotaped it.
Oh, no.
Oh, like back when you had to have one of those giant videos.
Yeah, the big tripod.
Get in the closet.
Like, I gotta make sure the tape's rewound for this thing.
How is DiCaprio's gender fluid haircut beating Will Smith's straight up sexiness?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Leo is like the downfall. Like, he was such an alpha Chad in his day that he converted the women folk in 2022 into becoming him.
They still remember,
That's
even though
funny
he
because I
looks
never
like
thought
Jack
about
Nicholson.
that. But now every time I look at one of them haircuts, I'm gonna think of that, man. Like they're missing with the bowling or blue hair in that same cut. It's like, oh my god, it's Leonardo.
Now, Delete is saying Rob Lowe looks like a girl, so I had to Google him actually, I guess Bing, but to figure out exactly what. I don't think he's changed much, and I don't think he looks like a girl. I don't know if you want me to share a screen and we can look at a picture, or.
Let me hit this button, stop share button. There we go. I got 3 screens.
That's okay. I'm taking my time getting where I need to be. We'll share. I guess we'll share the screen.
Weird.
So there, let me know when you see it.
There we go.
That's supposedly him these days. I don't think he looks like a girl. I don't think he's changed much. Got some wrinkles,
I mean, he definitely had some kind of, either he had a couple of Titan things that are in the hairline, or he definitely is getting Botox.
Maybe he is. He's probably definitely dyeing his hair too, because I don't know that he'd be the age he is and his hair is still that color.
You know what's
Especially
crazy?
With his beard is going a little gray.
Celebrities though can look so good like this, right, for a long time. But there's a certain point. Have you ever noticed that sometimes they just hit a wall? They just fucking.
Yeah. That's it. Well, these celebrities, they get to eat the best food. Like Rob Lowe, he's a big health freak. I mean, he's all about exercise, vitamins, and shit. But there's till a point where you're gonna hit that wall, and it's.
Yeah, I believe he's been advertising the Atkins lifestyle lately.
Yeah, Hicksville says that he does the Atkins candy bar commercials.
See, I can't pack a dude that gets plastic surgery or nothing.
I'm gonna have to.
I should just grow old and look like Kurt Russell, like a man.
There you go.
Well, isn't it more taboo for men to have, the augmentation through life, but women are like, if you don't have it, it's like you're looking.
Well, I mean, with Kurt Russell specifically, because Goldie Hawn had everything done in the world.
Oh my god, she looks so bad.
I guess you got a point there.
Oh man, that had to be so great back in the day. But at what point at what year in the marriage do you think he was like, can you slow it down a little bit? You're starting to look like a Barbie doll.
They're actually not married. They have been living in sin for many years.
Yeah.
Yep.
Terrible.
Delete says, there you go. Now he looks like an 18-year-old lesbian transitioning to male. I don't know. I still find him hot.
At least he looks happy. Let's say this though. Okay, so normally we would go into this week in pop culture, but said plans are full and things changed, so we're going to switch it up. We're going to do movie reviews first this week, and so this is retro movie review. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at 3 different movies from 3 different eras, and we're going to look at the review that happened when the movie came out, and we're going to talk about how we felt about what we thought about the movie back in the day, and kind of compare it to what's going on today. So we got 3 good ones.
First up was Days of Thunder.
Yeah, if I can.
Now that's the one with I feel the need for speed, right? Or is that Top Gun?
That might be Top Gun.
All right. Isn't there a catch line for Days of Thunder? Oh, it only got 3 stars.
Well, I mean, it's a 4-star. I mean, that's not terrible. It was not a 1-star.
It's only out of 4. Oh, okay.
It's 4 stars and then a thumbs down. If I can find my goddamn mouse. I'm breaking kayfabe right now. I lost my mouse. Alrighty, there we go. We're on track. All right, Miss Amanda B, would you like to read? Because you're so much better at this than I am.
All right. Days of Thunder is an entertaining example of what we might as well call the Tom Cruise picture, since it assembles most of the same elements that worked in Top Gun: The Color of Money and Cocktail, and runs them through the formula once again. Parts of the plot are beginning to wear out their welcome, but the key ingredients are still effective. They include 1. Tom Cruise character, invariably a young and naive but naturally talented kid who could be the best if ever he could tame his rambunctious spirit. 2. The mentor, an older man who has done it himself and has been there before and knows talent when he sees it, and who has faith in the kid even when the kid screws up because his free spirit has gotten the best of him. 3. The superior woman, usually older, taller, and more mature than the Cruise character, who functions as a mentor for his spirit, while the male mentor supervises his craft. And 4. The craft, which the gifted young man must master.
That is a
5.
horrible review. Jesus.
Yeah, it's not sounding good, but it's true though.
This
The
is like
arena-
the most positive thing, but see, the thing is that even the good reviews don't sound that good. It's Roger Ebert.
Yeah, we were reading some the other week where he's trashing things. All right, the arena in which the young man is tested. 6. The arena consisting of the special. Wait, is that arena? No, arcana, consisting of the specialized knowledge and lore that the movie knows all about, and we got to learn. 7. The trail. A journey to visit the principal places where the masters of the craft test one another. 8. The proto-energy, the bad guy in the opening reels of the movie, who provides the hero with an opponent to practice on. At first, the Cruise character and the proto-enemy dislike each other, but eventually, through a baptism of fire, they learn to love one another. 9. The eventful enemy, a real bad guy who turns up in the closing reels to provide the hero with a test of his skill, his learning ability, his love, his craft, and his knowledge of the arena and the arcana. The archetypal Tom Cruise movie is Top Gun, in which the young fighter pilot, a natural, was tutored by a once great pilot and emotionally nurtured by an older female flight instructor before testing his wings against the hot dogs of his unit in preparation for a final showdown. This so doesn't sound like it's Days of Thunder. It does sound like it's Top Gun, but yeah. Anyways, all right. The Color of Money. The young pool player, a natural, was tutored by a once great pool hustler and emotionally nurtured by an older female who had been around the block a few times in preparation for a 2-part showdown with A, his hated opponent on the professional pool circuit, and B, his mentor himself. In Cocktail, the young bartender, a natural, was tutored by an older bartender before eventually meeting first an older female who taught him a thing or two, then a younger but still more mature female who taught him how to forget them.
Cocktail's a good movie. I don't know.
It was.
Yeah, it's one of his best ones.
All right, here we're going to sum it up. So in Days of Thunder, all these elements are present in an entertainment of great skill but predictable construction. The craft is stock car racing. The mentor is played by Robert Duvall as a veteran racing team leader. The superior woman is a physician, Nicole Kidman, who is attracted to the raw energy of the hero but forces him to grow up by laying down the line of a responsible behavior. The arena is the auto racing track, and the arcana includes such lore as slipstreaming, RPMs, tire temperature, and whether to pass on the outside or the inside. The proto-enemy is a driver named Rowdy, Michael Rooker, who challenges the hero to racing duels, including one that winds them both up in the hospital. The eventual enemy, Carrie Elwes, is a driver named Wheeler who would like to run the hero into the wall and kill him. And the trail is the southern stock car circuit ending in the holy city of Daytona. Days of Thunder was directed by Tony Scott, the same man who started this whole cycle by directing Top Gun, and the new movie shows the same mastery of photography of fast machines. The movie's handicap is that the auto racing is a boring sport visually unless you are standing close to the cars or they are crashing into one another. The rest consists of long shots of long anonymous cars dashing confusingly around the track, medium shots of two cars trying to pass one another, and close-ups of drivers looking as if they are experiencing proctoscopy. Is that what that says? It's hard to read some of the words. Is it proctology? No, it's got proctoscopy. Probably means the same thing though.
See, look at this is the thing. Like, it used to be a job to actually write movie reviews. I mean, like go if I pulled up something from Rotten Tomatoes, I guarantee you wouldn't be anything near as like, you know what I mean? Like, he constructed that. Like, he took a couple days to sit there and think about it. It's like, how am I going to tear this sumbitch apart? And he wrote several paragraphs. You don't get that kind of quality movie review anymore.
Although it is kind of funny because it was often compared to Days of Thunder, and I never realized exactly how much until reading this review. Because it's right, it has the 8 different points that it meets of a lot of the same stuff, and I'm like, you're right. Aside from the different place, it really is the same story. And your Top Gun movie is considered a really good movie, and nostalgia or whatever, however you want to do it. Some people won't like it, but Days of Thunder is kind of the same thing. It has a star-studded cast. It even has cameos by Rusty Wallace and who's the other guy?
I don't remember that.
Petty.
Oh, Tom Petty or Kyle Petty.
Yeah.
Richard Petty.
Richard Petty. Yeah.
Some Petty. We'll cycle through the Petties. We'll get there.
Lori Petty. No, just kidding.
Days of Thunder was like the movie when I was a kid that you had to put on the first time that you got a brand new surround sound. So when surround sound became very popular and everybody had it, Days of Thunder was the movie to test it with.
That's it. Turn that shit up real loud.
Mm-hmm.
I remember my brother was obsessed with this movie. Like, he just loved it. And I was never like a racing guy. Never really appealed to me, but he watched it so many times. I finally just decided to sit down and watch it. I actually kind of enjoyed it.
Yeah, well, it has.
He still had a synopsis on this. That wasn't even the finish up. He had more.
That wasn't the finish up.
It was two more paragraphs.
All right, hang on. Let me get my computer closer to me so I can see the words. As Days of Thunder sees it, the principal strategy in stock car racing consists of trying to sideswipe your opponent and push him into the wall. And Cruise's cars scrape the wall far easily half of the time they are on the track. Most of this racing footage is loud and fast enough to be exciting. However, and the off-track sequences are served by Duvall's usual laconic, sensitive performance. Randy Quaid as a used car dealer who has faith in the kid, and Rooker as the perfect proto-enemy. He can look hateful and then turn it around with a smile. Kidman has little to do as a love interest and doesn't make much of an impression, and Cruz so efficiently packaged in this product that he plays the same role as a saint in a Mexican village Holy Day procession. It's not what he does that makes him so special. It's the way he manifests everybody's faith in him. It's kind of, I don't know that Kidman didn't have that great of a role in it, but it is funny because she must have done something good, because isn't this the first of 3 movies that they did together? They did Eyes Wide Shut and
didn't they do a Batman or something? Or no?
No. Well, I can't think of what it is. Maybe some in the chat can. But they did 3 movies together, so apparently somebody didn't think the chemistry was all that bad.
It's the accent. She had the accent on full display in this one.
There probably was like a deal, and he's just like, I don't want to give back the money, so I guess I'll just continue to do the movies with her. It doesn't matter. Just write her a small role. That's all right. Okay.
Jim Cox says it's View Mirror, but I don't think there's another one. If View Mirror was it, there's another one. I can't think of what it was. Hang on, I'll look it up.
Well, that was Days of Thunder. I mean, so that's the thing. I try to take it back, like back there. I thought this movie was pretty good. I mean, I guess like if you're like, it did everything it was supposed to. It kept me entertained. I didn't, I wasn't sitting there picking it apart for like some kind of plot details or something that was stereotypical or anything. Also, probably wasn't of the age to be that, just ciphering on movies, I guess, or that.
You mean you weren't looking for the proto villain?
Yeah, well, I wasn't looking for the archetypes of the story. By no means.
The movie I was thinking was Far and Away, and apparently Jim is just making fun of my reading.
Okay.
Thanks, Jim.
Oh, well, the next one also has 3 stars, surprisingly enough. For some people, maybe not. Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. I think this was this brought some heat. Like the when I was in high school, the Austin Powers movies were on fire. I think it was on the second one when I was heading out.
Yeah.
Well, it was because of all the laughs, and it was like, they didn't have memes back then, but think of it now. Austin Powers is like the king of memes, and I don't know. I think that's what people liked about it. There was just so many things to make fun of with that movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was very quotable too, and a lot of good lines.
That's a lot of one-liners.
Yep.
I got a shit that could choke a donkey.
Or $1 billion.
Yeah.
Endless pictures.
Well, let's see. Well, I'll do something here. We'll see if this doesn't get us struck. I don't know. It may not. Oh, come on. There we go. So when we lost one of our channels, we lost our pay for YouTube or whatever. So it takes me extra time sometimes to share.
Those dang ads.
Yeah. That screen share. Okay. Yep. Stupid ads. But okay, Dr. Evil.
Ladies and gentlemen, our takeover of General Motors is complete.
Dr. Evil, we can now use GM's Ultium platform to power our whole operation. Now we can reduce tailpipe emissions.
I'm sorry, am I no longer Dr. Evil? I'm Dr. Good now? I didn't get the meme out.
Climate change is arguably the #1 threat to the world now. Dr. Evil, you are now the #2 threat to the world.
I refuse to be number two.
We have to help the planet.
Oh, please, cheer.
For my son.
Your son? I shall name him Baby Me.
No, his name is Kyle.
Oh!
You must help save the world first.
Then you can take over that world. Okay, Frau, how about you let me do the business, all right? Hold on, I've got it. I will help save the world first, then take over the world.
She literally just said that.
Scott, you just don't get it, do you?
What? What don't I get?
You don't get it.
Oh, we're right back.
And you're never gonna get it.
You can't call me. You are like a child.
Here it is. You don't get
I
it.
am an adult. You can't push my buttons anymore.
Oh!
We'll reduce our carbon footprint.
Whatever. Okay, let's go. We're going all electric.
Everybody in!
Not you, Scott. One day you're gonna run the company, Baby Me.
Now, is that like a very recent commercial? Like the last couple years and year?
Yeah.
That was a put together. That's crazy though, because that made me like, I was like, you know what? Now can you just make another movie? Why did you make a commercial? Now you're teasing me with a commercial. I want to see the movie.
I did read something about a potential 4th one coming, but I don't know if it was like an old article, 10 years ago. It was like, oh, there could be a 4th, but
It'll be bad. They can't.
They'll try to cancel it or something dumb.
It'll be full of woke shit, and it's just, back then they could make a simple, fun movie.
And not care, yeah.
And not have to worry about offending anybody. Now everything's going to be...
Oh, it's supposed to be offensive. Remember when things were supposed to be offensive? There was a point in the 90s where we went excessively offensive. Like where we purposely made T-shirts and all kinds of things that were extra offensive just to be...
Yeah, like Andrew Dice Clay.
Yeah. I mean, if you ain't offending somebody, you ain't making somebody else laugh.
Yeah. Although it's kind of funny with that commercial because, it's been a long time since I've watched Austin Powers. But watching that commercial is like, oh, I remember this from the movie and I remember this from the movie. And I'm like, and it's just so funny to see them. And then, they're what? Because I think it started in what year did they come out? Like 2097? What
This
does
one,
it say? What year?
yeah, this is the first one.
97. So yeah. So it was, we're talking 24 years ago ish.
That
Yeah.
was a good time back then. It was a good time back then.
Was.
Oh goodness.
That movie was packed with if you go back and watch it, you'll notice so many stars in that movie. They don't really do that anymore.
All
I mean,
the
just
big
background
cameos.
characters they just no, it's just like you get a couple stars. If they do got a movie with that many stars, the movie usually sucks.
Oh yeah, now they're trying to prove some kind of weird point, and it's going to be a power team, but it's supposed to be like Ocean's 11, but it's like a shitty version of an Ocean's 11.
Yeah, it's like everybody's trying to one up each other. It's just like back then you just have cameos of actors that one line, that's it.
I mean, O.J. Simpson was in Naked Gun.
Yeah, that was a funny movie. If you like stupid funny movies, that's fun.
Yeah. Oh, you mentioned about how like there was so many people in there, and I was reading something earlier, and I'm trying to find it before, but where they were talking about how a bunch of people were going to be in it, but some things didn't line up. So some of the people that are in it now, damn it, I can't find it. But some of the people that were in it now weren't supposed to be in it, and they were supposed to be like Rhea Perlman was supposed to be in it, and God, there was somebody else that had a bigger name that was supposed to be in it, but due to them filming something else, they couldn't actually be, because Michael Myers does both the character for Austin Powers and is it Goldmember? God, I can't think of his name, but he does both those roles, and he wasn't actually expecting to play both those roles. The evil guy was supposed to be done by somebody else, but when it came time to actually film it, they had moved on to a different. They weren't available because they had to do a different movie, and so we ended up playing both of them.
That was something. That actually used to be a thing. Like people, you know what? I don't think I've actually tracked movies in any recent time in any kind of fashion to know what movie or that an actor was in a movie. A lot of times I'm surprised, but then B, like that this big famous actor that I do like was in a movie, but that they were like they gave up another movie. Like I didn't know either one of those movies existed. Whereas I do remember back in the days thinking about a movie like, man, I heard so and so was going to play the part. Oh, it would have been so much better. Like those are great discussions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I found it. So Jim Carrey was supposed to play Dr. Evil, but because he had scheduling conflicts with Liar Liar, he couldn't do it. And then Colin Quinn was supposed to play Scott Evil, and he declined the part.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Well,
so I'm like,
good.
it would have been interesting to see them people in those roles, but it is what it is, and I think it's funny, it's iconic.
I think it is better off the way it is now.
Yeah, I would agree.
Jim Carrey's all right. Like his first couple movies are all right, but he's like a Tom Cruise to me. Every fucking movie is the same thing. It's like, hey, look at this stupid guy.
Like the character,
Tom Cruise's acting is. I mean, if he wasn't good looking, everybody would have been like, "Oh, he's all right." But he was good looking back in the day, so they just kept putting him on all these movies. But if you really watch his acting, he's not that good.
Yeah, and instead
That's
of
my
the pinky to the mouth laugh, you probably would have had the like open jaw skeleton laugh that he does.
Yeah,
from like The Mask or something.
I mean, if you watch War of the Worlds, which is his worst movie, God, that movie's horrific. There's a part where he slaps his freaking peanut butter sandwich against the wall, like when he's trying. It's so bad, man. It's so bad.
Oh, let's see. I mean, you made me think about that.
His best movie, in my opinion, is Tropic Thunder. Tom Cruise. I watched that movie the first time, and then I was watching the credits. I was like, Tom Cruise is in there? I was like, I didn't see him. I had to rewatch the movie again to figure out that he was in there.
Cool. You pulling something up? Or are you ready for me to read?
Yes, ma'am. Let's see
Okay.
this. If I can stop share and reshare. I wish you could just switch share. Can we just switch share? It's not an option. Not a thing yet. Stream merits, huh?
Yeah.
Couldn't make it easier for us non
Streamers. Oh, Fire Marshal Bill. Oh, that's hilarious.
His lungs are beef jerky.
We've lost him.
Time of death, 4:16 p.m. Nurse, call the coroner.
Don't touch that dial, Mary Tyler Moritz. Not quite, son, but I do appreciate the Haitian culture. I'm Fire Marshal Bill Burns, and nobody likes a quitter. Scalpel! Scalpel! Happy entrails to you.
Oh, God.
Rip spreader! Rip spreader! Oh. So that's where my TV clicker went. Staple gun! Staple gun! Band-Aid with colorful Flintstone characters. Voila! Thanksgiving at Jeffrey Dahmer's house. Boy, this hospital is an accident.
Oh my God.
Oh, the classics.
Yeah, one of the classics. A lot of people forgot about that show. It's funny seeing those old clips.
So him and God damn it, the one that used to play Homie. Which one of the Wayans brothers used to play the Homie the Clown? Was it Damon Wayans? So him and Damon Wayans, on the show used to try to gross each other out. They would play a game, so they'd be doing their bits or whatever, trying not to break whatever, and the other one would ad lib something in there to try to fuck with them. Like Jim Carrey came on the screen with like a pickle jar or some pickle juice and said it was like pee or something. It was like it's just things that like throw you off while you're in the middle of trying to say your lines. And already being like ridiculous people, it's that's the kind of stuff that I miss. I don't hear any stories like that. You don't hear interviews like from SNL cast members now that
I don't know about SNL, but I think you hear more people talking about how this person did that and this person did that, and it's not good. It's just a he said, she said mess.
Yeah, like there's no fun anymore attached to it.
No, back then, those shows were so much better than now. I mean, Saturday Night Live hasn't been good since Will Ferrell and all them left. God, it's so bad. It's bad. We need Chappelle to come back on, bring back another show.
I'm just saddened by how many like people, just not only SNL, but like before SNL took over everything, there was SCTV too, and SCTV had people like John Candy and stuff in it, and oh God, I miss like that kind of like sketch comedy. I miss like Mad TV. I miss all of the weird, goofy humor where you're just or like your TV remote. You lose your TV remote. That's fucking just simple little fun jokes.
That's it. Every day, funny, just stupid laugh. No motive, just funny. Like you said, you have a whole episode about losing a remote.
I feel like we need to start an Indiegogo campaign to build a giant server so that we can mass download and make sure that we have safe the original copies so nobody can edit them and post, here in over the next 20 years. Because it's like every time something goes to like a streaming service, like some episodes just magically disappear.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've been telling people for years, I still buy DVDs. Because eventually, I'm surprised Tropic Thunder is even allowed to be sold. I mean, I haven't. What you can't make movies from the '90s and early 2000s. Now, I mean, they wouldn't fly. I mean, look at Dodgeball.
Dodgeball is amazing.
As they go on to social media and platforms, streaming yards and stuff, they're going to disappear, and you just won't be able to get them. If you don't have a physical form of it, they'll just get rid of that movie if they want. Like, Harvey Weinstein was a piece of shit, but you can't even buy those in a store anymore unless it's like used. Some social media sites won't let you sell it on there. It's just those movies will never be remade. They'll never be put onto a streaming service. It's certain things that you got to buy it physical or it'll be gone eventually.
That's you know what that's a smart move. So you look around. I'm telling you, that's a stock market move. That's like a rainy day. Like here in like 20 years, it'll be something. You buy up all the content that like people don't want to buy up. That's countable. You know, all the content that you think nobody's gonna want or whatever. That's all good. That good solid. Like especially the comedy stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
all the comedy from the 90s is completely out. So you buy all those movies up and then like you wait for everything to start fizzling, people to be bored, and then you start the nostalgia network and you just play, you know, member berries for everybody all day long.
Don't forget to stock up on your DVD players or something, because where are VCR players these days? Hard to
Good
come
point.
by.
I mean, I still buy VHS tapes. People are like, why? There's movies on VHS that have never been put on any other format.
This is true. That is, it's a pain in the ass.
You know, I like B movies, like scratchy old horror. So if you got it on a VHS and you really can't watch it on a modern TV, I still got two big ass 300-pound TVs that I'll watch my VHS on. And there's something about that gritty, you know. Sometimes the tape would fuck up a little bit, and it's just. I mean, they make movies like that Rodriguez.
Well, there was things that like were like there was things that you could do, right? So one of my favorite horror movies until DVDs were invented was Last Horror Movie. And the whole premise of the movie is you went to this movie store, you thought you were renting a horror movie, you rent the horror movie, you put it in the VHS, it cuts off, it's like all of a sudden it's a home movie. And what it is that, you know, everybody that's rented this movie has been murdered by some stalker, right? But you can't do that joke anymore. Like you can't re-record over a DVD or anything else.
And you're not picking up the movie at a video store.
Yeah. Oh God, that kills me. That makes me so angry that there's no video. I knew it when it happened. I knew when Redbox came out that it was garbage. It was trash fire. We need to just abolish it. And I was right. Because guess what? Now there's a bunch of red boxes everywhere.
Yeah, but it's not even Redbox. It's all streaming services.
They only have a third of the movies you want to watch. They only have one copy in stock if it's a brand new and it is really popular. They'll have like one or two copies. Whereas you used to walk into Blockbuster, and if you didn't get one of the 100 copies that was available that day, like on the day it opened up, within 2 days, because all the new movies are on 2-day rentals, you would be able to see it within 48 hours.
Yeah.
You know they have an app, right, where you can see where the closest Redbox has your.
Yeah, but you have
movie
to hope. You have to hope that you find the one Redbox and get there before someone else does to get the movie that you want.
You can reserve it in the app, prepay. And I live up in the middle of nowhere, and we have 4 Redboxes in like my neighboring town. So you must have quite a few in your area.
It's like, keep your devil
Not that I
technology and return to the video store.
That's true. Although I used to work at a video store. I worked at a video store for 4 years, and it was the best job. Like, if I could go back to working at a video store and be able to fund what I am used to now, I would pick that video store in a heartbeat. It was the best job.
You could
have a whole different experience.
Hollywood Video? Yeah, I had a Hollywood Video, and we had Family Video too, because I was in Ohio.
We had a Hollywood Video down the street from my house. I was in there one day talking to a lady, and she's like, dude, you've rented more movies and paid more late fees than probably every customer in here combined.
Why does that not surprise me about you, Rick?
Take a
Rick,
second.
an actual content.
I'm like,
Terrorizing movie fans.
Goodstuff says he misses walking through the video store looking for movies. I think he was looking for the back room.
You know what else was awesome? Was definitely the standout cutouts and stuff. Like there's far less of those. They don't even put them in the movie theaters unless it's like a really bigger movie now. But they used to be like cutouts even in the VHS stores and stuff. Mm-hmm. I remember going to like rent movies when I was a kid from the movie store before Blockbuster came into town, and in the window there was a Freddy Krueger and there was a Critters fucking cut out. That was badass.
Yeah. I mean, it was, if you remember, like, I don't know about your guys' town, but like mine, where I grew up, I mean, before Hollywood, you had Tim's movies, you had Grandpa's movies down the street. I mean, there must have been 20 places you could rent movies in my town. there was one guy. He was a weirder old guy, but this dude had like early manga, whatever. I mean, just obscure horror movies. Just, I mean, whatever the main, like, you know, a Hollywood wouldn't put in there, this guy had. He was awesome, man. That's where I first got all my first manga book or movies. Just, I didn't even know what manga was. There was just badass shit.
The indie movie scene, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it was, and now they're all dead. It's so sad. I mean, hell, you can go to Acme or like a Giant Eagle or a grocery store, and they had a section of kid movies.
Yeah, even I was gonna say, even like Kroger's and stuff used to have like a little video section, like a little cutout section in the store that slowly like disappeared over time. Now it's less convenient. That's the problem. This is what makes me mad. Redbox was supposed to make things more convenient. Streaming was supposed to make things more convenient. It made it way less convenient because there's 32 streaming services and they have exclusive deals. So if you're signed up for this cable company, you might have to. Well, even if it goes, cable companies are in the game too, though. So it's not fair. So like, if you're in an area where a cable company, you don't own that, there's not even that cable company there, and they have an exclusive deal for 9 months. Like, you're just not getting the movie in your area for 9 months. Like,
yeah.
And they have 10,000 dog turds and 10 movies worth watching.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, it was exciting when the streaming platforms first started. You're like, oh, cool, I can just pay $10 a month for this, and then all of a sudden, all the shit you watched went to their own streaming platform, and now there's so many different ones. It's like, is it even worth it to pay that?
I do round robins. I just do round robins. But actually, the way my internet works, because of the internet company I have, they give you a little streamy box anyways when you get internet. I didn't even want cable, but they just give me a little box or whatever, plugs in, and like I don't even have like a regular cable like where you would have channel packages on it or whatever. It literally is like a bunch of streaming services that go through the box now. So it's like cable companies have just packaged streaming services back into cable. We're doing the same shit over and over again. That's like Redbox was movie stores, but it was like the new way to do it, and it turned out to be the wrong way to do it. Like we've ruined malls. Like malls are gone. You used to be able to hang out in malls, and
dead.
They're completely gone. Radio Shack's dead. You know how annoying it is now when you need some stuff, especially like if you have like some kids and you want to do a project like with your kid or something. You can't run to Radio Shack and buy the components anymore because Radio Shack doesn't exist.
I mean, you go online and you might need help, and there's nowhere to help. I thought, because I'm pretty sure Walmart bought out Radio Shack and then they killed it. But why did they just put the little kiosk inside Walmart? Well, nobody really messes with shit anymore. Like back in the day, you had guys fixing radios, TVs. Now you can get a 52-inch plasma TV for like $100. So if it breaks, you just throw it away. You don't even bother trying to fix it anymore.
Yeah, but you can't fix your Bluetooth speaker that you spend $200 on that fucking, you dropped the wrong way or something. It just needs like a diode.
Yeah. It's like society said, you know what? We don't want you guys fixing your crap. Just go buy another one. And same thing with shitty cars. Make it to where you can't even work on it.
Yeah,
terrible.
That's become part of the process and the formula. I think things are made to break now.
Yeah.
Did not used to be the case.
We're definitely a throwaway society.
Well, the thing is like, what if the things didn't break? What would the Chinese do with the extra amounts of mass? I mean, because they literally just have factories that just manufacture shit, and then it's like they find uses secondarily to the manufacturing. It's insanity. So I mean, it would be nice to have some stuff that we could still work on, but we can still get those delicious member berries. We can go back to nostalgia. We can sit in that warm blanket of our childhood and different bygone eras, and we can love it. We can remember the greatness of Austin Powers.
Back in the good old days.
In the opening series of Austin Powers International Man of Mystery, the British super agent has nearly won his war against the scheming Dr. Evil. But Evil escapes by boarding a rocket shaped like Bob's Big Boy, and going into orbit around the Earth, where he will wait cryogenically frozen until the time is right to resume his scheme for world domination. To counter his move, Austin Power has himself frozen, and when Evil returns in 1997, Powers is defrosted too. That's the simple but productive premise of Austin Powers, a funny movie that only gets funnier the more familiar you are with James Bond movies, all the Bond clones, and countless other 1960s films. The joke is that both Powers and Dr. Evil are creatures of the 60s, and time has passed them by. Both roles are played by Mike Myers, who has the same spirit of getting away with something that was so infectious in Wayne's World. As Powers, he's sex mad, trying to seduce a 90s woman like Agent Elizabeth Hurley with words like groovy, trendy, and with it. He's doing his own thing. In an opening tribute to the immortal Beyond the Valley of the Dolls, he throws a party and cries out, "This is my happening, and it freaks me out." The Dr. Evil is similarly era challenged, with a bald head and a sneer that makes him look like a prototypical Bond villain. He pushes buttons to send underlings falling into an incinerator, but he's hopelessly out of touch. During his frozen decades, his operation has moved into legitimate businesses under the direction of number 2, Robert Waggoner, and no longer finds international blackmail profitable. At one point, when Dr. Evil suggests a scheme involving $1 million ransom demand, his board members chuckle as they explain how little $1 million will buy these days. Modern times are not accommodating for these relics. Dr. Evil discovers he has a son named Scott Evil, Seth Green, who resents him for spending all that time in orbit when he should have been performing his parenting duties. They end up at a 12-step meeting for dysfunctional families. The movie is grounded in variations of its theme. James Bond meets political correctness. A lot of the laughs come from Hurley as Vanessa Kensington, liberated feminist British secret agent who reacts to Austin's seduction techniques as if he were a bug that should be squished. One of the movie's funniest scenes takes place when Austin frolics nude in their hotel suite. Through elaborate choreography, his private parts are somehow always covered from the camera's point of view, saving the movie's PG-13 rating by a hair. While we find out that the British don't call their breakfast sausages bangers for nothing. The movie, written by Myers and directed by Jay Roach, is smart enough to know the 1960s are funny without being exaggerated. In one sequence, a fashion photographer shoots 60 fashions and clothes which look outlandish science fiction fantasies and are in fact identical to costumes worn during posing sessions in Antoni's Blow Up 1967. Movie buffs will have fun cataloging all the references to other movies. I clocked A Hard Day's Night and Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Heart Club Band, in addition to BVD, and all the Bond Mulhelm? I can't read that.
Matt Helm, our
Okay.
man.
I'm reading from a little screen, so forgive me. And our man Flint references. And of course, those who remember Bond's adventures with Pussy Galore will be amused by his female antagonist this time, the sinister A Lot of Vagina.
I forgot about that. That's amazing.
Charles Napier from BVD is the hard-edged Commander Gilmore, all teeth and grim concern, and Seth Green finds the right modern note in totally dismissing everything that his father has worked so long to destroy. What is best is the puppy dog earnestness and enthusiasm that Myers brings to this role. He can only imagine how exciting 1997 will be. Just think, when he was frozen, the world was embracing widespread promiscuity, one-night stands, recreational drugs, and mind expansion. He can only imagine what wonderful improvements have come along in the last 30 years.
Wow, that is by far the nicest 3 stars
That is.
that Roger Ebert has given anybody that we've read thus far. Like, wow.
I think Ebert has a thing for Bonds movies because it
He
was
must.
Triple X. He also rated pretty well, and that was along the lines of a Bonds movie, and even declared it as such. So
3 stars, no thumbs down. Roger Ebert, 1997, May 2nd, 1997. Man, what was I? 1997. High school, junior high, probably. I think I don't even know anymore.
that was the year I graduated.
97.
Mm-hmm.
I was drinking beer working. Graduated in 95. That'd be a good idea to go to the workforce. Party.
There you go.
Oh. If you guys just want to, fine then. Just be older. Just be older. Seriously. I'll be the young guy on the. This is from the second movie, but this is one of my favorite scenes. It reminded me when when he was talking about like the hotel scene or whatever, but this is way better.
Oh, God. Austin, what's our plan?
According to this map, the entire island is crawling with Dr. Evil's guards.
I want to make sure the explosives didn't get wet, but I can't find them.
Look in the bottom.
Okay, I'll dig a little deeper. Wow, this is really full.
Just keep digging, darling.
I'll just feel around. Good Lord, Austin. What sort of things do you keep in here?
Anything that catches my fancy, you know? Tug.
Oh, do you really need this?
I'll ask you not to open that inside. Thank you very much.
Sorry.
Okay.
Oops, it went off.
Yes.
Ah.
It does that from time to time. Yeah, that's nasty. Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh god.
Can you snap me a beer? What is it?
It's a gerbil. How did that get into that?
I don't know.
That's passionate tight. Are you okay?
Yeah, I just got a bit of a back cramp, that's all. Just keep packing it in.
I found explosives. Help me check them.
You're surrounded! Drop your weapons! Hands up! Move out!
Oh, no ad for you, Disney Plus.
They've definitely had some classic scenes in Austin Powers. It's definitely
Yeah, you just don't get that kind of good humor anymore. I mean, like, oh god, I would like to start the most offensive movie company in the world and just like remake everything that would be blacklisted today. Just a new version of Porky's, Revenge of the Nerds, like anything that'd be completely countable. Just.
I remember being told I couldn't watch that stuff when I was young because that was I was definitely young for that, and I never revisited it older. Yeah.
Were you allowed to watch Monty Python when you were growing up?
When I was probably in my teens, I revisited some of that stuff, but yeah, not the Porky's or Revenge of the Nerds. That too high. I would think the most of that was rated R, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
That was like a hard R, like a back in the day when an R meant R.
Yeah.
What? Only 2.5 stars? This is the best movie out of the 3.
Oh, what was it? 2002, The Transporter. I think that the suit, like, I like the suit. Like, the one thing about Jason Statham is that he's like the he plays the badass in the suit, and they have found the perfect suit for every movie for him to wear. Like that works for me. Like I like that setup. I dig all the British like rock and roll kind of like gangster spy movies. It's one of the few things I think that they have up on us as far as like movie making goes.
I remember seeing all these movies in the theaters. I liked this one so much. But anyways, all right, we're ready to go. Or
yes.
I know we have some other people that are like Good Stuff's mentioning National Lampoon. That's another borderline offensive with all the jokes that are in there.
I mean, just the vacation one where they went over to Europe and like the where they were in France and there was the nude show and like the different hookup. Oh yeah, that would not fly, that would not fly today. I mean, Revenge of the Nerds definitely wouldn't fly because there's that scene where she goes in there and she thinks she's sleeping with the dude or whatever, but the nerd's wearing the mask, so she ends up sleeping with the nerd.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was actually some complaining about that not too long ago. Go figure.
Yeah, it's called a movie.
Damn good movie.
It's just fucking. You get like a couple people are like, I don't like it. It's offensive. Why?
It's funny how things have changed though, because just because it wasn't offensive back then,
Yeah.
No, it was. That was the point, though. It's like everybody
Well, I
forgot.
mean, it wasn't as an uproar about it being.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was the point. It was fun. Everyone was having fun being offensive, but then like all of a sudden, we had to
Even the people who offended were laughing.
That uncomfortable laugh. No.
I mean,
Yeah.
all the
Respect.
best. Like every great movie has stereotypes and archetypes. I mean, like I don't understand why the people don't understand. Like we're creatures of habit. We build this stuff,
Yeah. All right.
Doom.
So, Snuggie, you haven't seen this movie. You really need to. I think out of all time, I don't remember where I ranked it, but this is definitely my top 5 of like all time movies. Okay, so the marriage of James Bond and Hong Kong continues in The Transporter, a movie that combines Bond's luxurious European locations and love of deadly toys with all the tricks and martial arts movies. The movie stars Jason Statham, who has pumped a lot of iron since Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, as Frank Martin, AKA the Transporter, who will transport anything at a price. His 3 unbreakable rules: never change the deal, no names, and never look in the package. Unlike Bond, Martin is immoral and works only for the money. We gather he lost any shred of patriotism while serving in the British Special Forces and now hires out his skills to support a lifestyle that includes an oceanside villa on the French Riviera that would retail at $30 million minimum.
Oh, or I mean, like current terms, what that would be, this is 2002. Even now, that would probably be like 65 million or something stupid. Oh,
Anyways, in an opening sequence that promises more than the movie is able to deliver, Martin pilots his BMW for the getaway of a gang of bank robbers. 4 of them pile into the car. The deal said there would be 3. The deal never changes, Martin says, and alarms ring as police sirens grow nearer. The robbers scream for him to drive away. He shoots the 4th man. Now the deal can proceed. And it does. In a chase sequence that is sensationally good, but then aren't all movie chase scenes sensationally good these days? There have been so many virtuoso chase sequences lately that we grow jaded. But this one, with the car bouncing down the steps, squeezing through narrow lanes, and speeding backwards on expressways, is up there with recent French chases like Ronin and The Bourne Identity. The movie combines the skill and trademarks of its director, Corey Yuen, and its writer-producer, Luc Besson. The Hong Kong-based specialist in martial arts movies has 43 titles to his credit, many of them starring Jet Li and Wishu? This is his English language debut. Besson, now one of the world's top action producers, he has announced 9 films for 2003 and also has Wasabi, a current release.
I think I watched that.
I don't think I have. Like partnerships between action heroes and younger, apparently more vulnerable women, those elements were central in his direction of La Femme Nikita, The Professional, and The Fifth Element. Now he provides Frank Martin with a young woman through the violation of rule number 3. Martin looks in the bag. He has been given a large duffel bag to transport. It squirms. It contains a beautiful young Chinese woman named Li Qishu, who at age 26 has appeared in 41 movies. Wow. 26 and appeared in 41 movies, mostly erotic or martial arts. He cuts a little hole in the bag so she can sip an orange juice, but before he remembers to consult his rules again, he has brought her home to his villa and embroiled in a plot involving gangsters from Nice and human slave cargoes from China. The movie is, by this point, alas, on autopilot. Statham's character, who has a grim fascination when he was enforcing the rules, turned into just another action hero who he starts breaking them. I actually thought during the opening scenes that The Transporter was going to rise above the genre and was going to be a study of violent psychology like La Femme Nikita. No luck.
He's not wrong.
Oh, you hush. Too much action brings the movie into a dead standstill. Why don't directors understand that? Why don't they know that wall-to-wall action makes a movie less interesting? Less like drama, more like repetitive video games. Stunt action sequences are difficult, but apparently not as difficult as good dialogue. Unless you're an early teens special effects zombie, movies get more interesting when the characters are given humanity and dimension. Frank Martin is an intriguing man in the opening scenes, but we think maybe he'll or will learn something about his harsh code and lonely profession. But no, we get car leaps from bridges on auto transporters, parachute drops onto the tops of moving trucks, grenades, rocket launchers, machine guns. At one point, a friendly inspector asks Martin to explain 50,000 spent rounds of ammo. There is, of course, an underwater adventure, tribute to Basson's early life as a child of scuba diving instructors. At one point, Martin tells Lie, it's too quiet, or it's quiet, too quiet. It wasn't nearly quiet enough.
Oh, that was
Wait,
a little
that's how
more.
it ends?
Yeah, that was it.
Damn
That's
it, Ebert! It
He
wasn't
just-
quite enough? That doesn't make sense. But anyways.
But I mean, it got 2.5 stars. I mean, out of a 4-star review, we're
It was basically mentioned there was too much action in an action movie.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
That it got old.
That makes sense.
And he was I think he was also hoping that the character wouldn't fall into the archetype as much, just kind of drop out, But I thought that movie was fucking awesome when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That was a
great.
good one. There. It was
And I
I
was
like the fact that he was badass and he just did everything.
Exactly. I was
he
like,
so calculated and yeah.
by the time Jason Statham came around and did this movie, like a lot of the guys had retired out. We didn't have as many new action stars. I mean, like they were saying in this review, they said like the Born Supremacy or something, or Born Identity. Like that's like one. Like, but I mean, that was just the start of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
There was like a dry spell there for a minute, and Jason Statham came in there and was just kicking ass. Oh man, this movie.
Yeah, you know, your Van Damme has gotten old and your Steven Seagal, those are all of, early 90s, 80s, not in the early 2000s. Dolph was even, in the mid 90s, I think, is when he got out of it.
Yeah.
No, he's still around, but I mean, like, his peak.
Yeah, but I mean, Red Scorpion, I need a Band-Aid. Did you see that scene? He's in the metal container to get out. Oh yeah, those movies are. You can say what you want about the simplicity, but I love action movies. I've always loved action movies. I miss things like Tank. I wish that we would have like new action stars, but that would be like it would require too much man.
Well, that's the trick with a good action movie. You don't really need a big ass story. You just need some badass action. Not too much over the top, but just action, man. That's it. Brainless action.
I mean, Cobra was a little over the top.
Yeah.
Dirty Harry was a little, but they were.
No, you want it over the top, but not like Michael Bay to where it's just all special. You want a reason for the action.
Yeah.
And then carry along the whole story. It doesn't really have to be sophisticated or it's mind numbing. Just watch it and watch people get their ass whooped and blow up.
I like the slightly unbelievable, but it's not so unbelievable that you can't think somebody really good at it couldn't do it.
Well, that's where Triple X blows it. It's just too unbelievable. I mean, they ended up riding a missile across some shit, and I mean, it's like
Hello, Triple X gamer.
If you're a fan of Evel Knievel, you would know that you can ride a rocket across the water surface.
It's like Need for Speeds. They lost me on the last couple. I Need for Speed's a car guy movie, so if you like cars, you can watch it. If you like some action, you can watch it. But the last two, holy shit! I mean, they got a car on top of a fucking plane. I mean, it's like end this already. Stop it.
Well, ladies and gents, this is a little bit later than when we normally do it, but this is the time of the show where we push the magic button and we go into the retro time machine, and all the guest panelists have a 5-minute break to go around and use the restroom, make a drink or something, come back, maybe toke up, whatever it is, whatever catches your fancy. We're going to hit the button. We're going to see what the retro time machine has to show us today, folks.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Joe, the Kroger Deli doesn't sell fast food. It sells good food fast. What? Well, it makes chicken fried or barbecued or pizza cooked the way you want it to. Try buckets, breasts, or wings of fire, or pizza to your heart's desire. Whole hot chicken legs or thighs, or fresh hot pizza at Super Buys. Ha! I'm a regular long fella, right?
Actually, Marty, you're a regular short fella.
This week at Kroger, pick up a 9-piece bucket of fresh deli fried chicken for only $3.99.
Right now, it's time for Mr. Les Nessman with a whole mess of news.
WKRP.
Morning, Les.
Good morning, Johnny. Cincinnati.
It's all yours.
London, Madrid, Bangkok, Moscow, Cincinnati. From the four corners of the world, from the news capitals at home and abroad, the day's headlines brought into focus, the issues and events that shape our time. WKRP, information beacon of the Ohio Valley, presents Les Nessman and the News. And up-to-the-minute commentary from one of journalism's most trusted voices, 5-time winner of the Buckeye News Hawk Award.
Is that new? I just had it made.
Very nice.
I like it.
Now here's Les Nessman and the News.
Good morning. This is Les Nessman reporting. In the top story of the day, General Wallace Nasami, head of the emerging nation of Libya, denied his new government was a dictatorship and promised free elections as soon as each citizen of the small country learned to play a musical instrument. Nasami said this was part of a new cultural program. Turning to sports, winner of this week's Gulf Coast Golf Classic was Chai Chai Rodriguez. Chai Chai finished with a 9 under par score.
Chichi Rodriguez.
Hopefully, Mr. Rodriguez will play up to par in his next competition.
Turning to the commodities, soybeans sagged while corn popped to an all-time high.
You can feel the anticipation in the pit of your stomach because you're about to take the first real drive in your new Firebird Trans Am. Your pulse quickens as the exhilarating 5-liter V8 comes to life. Now the road beckons, and freedom is just a few miles away. The moment you've been waiting for is here. Pontiac. Now the excitement really begins.
A new book claims that Madonna once smeared peanut butter all over John F. Kennedy Jr.'s body and then licked it off, which just goes to show you Madonna's a whore. In other show business news, it has been reported that superstar Madonna is pregnant. Although personally I find this a bit hard to believe. I mean, Madonna isn't even married. It's like crazy. And finally, Weekend Update would like to congratulate Madonna, who gave birth to a beautiful baby girl last Monday. The baby weighed in at 6 pounds 9 ounces, making it the 4th largest object ever to pass through Madonna's birth canal. I like that Madonna's baby thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
thanks.
it's, I really have to give it to that guy that's the father, you know, Carlos...
Leon.
Carlos Leon.
Or Carlos Leon, I forget which one.
Because you got to have a lot of guts. That means he had sex with Madonna without a condom. Yeah. That's great. Pop singer Madonna was outraged this week when a tabloid photographer snapped her picture while she was breastfeeding her new baby. Apparently, the baby was blocking her nipple. Well, filming has finally begun in the long-awaited life story of Evita Peron, starring pop singer Madonna. According to its producers, the film is 100% historically accurate, except for the part where Mrs. Peron has group sex with the Houston Rockets.
you, sir?
If I wanted a Whopper and I asked you to hold the pickles and hold the lettuce, I know I'd get that fast. But would I get to hear you sing?
No, sir.
No?
You'd get to hear us sing. Girls? Ooh, hold the pickle, hold the lettuce, special order donuts, bread. All we ask is that you let us serve it your way.
All right.
Yeah, we can fill your broad big Whopper fresh with everything on top. Or anyway you think it's proper, have it your way.
Hey, you got one big hit on your hands.
Well, the Whopper's one big hamburger.
That's all, folks.
Man, again, twice. I've been faulted twice in this episode by video editing. I don't know what happened in the rendering process, but it happened. What do you guys think? What do you guys think, though? Other than the WKRP, which is one of my favorite things because I'm an Ohio native.
I love KRP.
Like, falling out there. What did you think about the mix there?
It was a good mix.
Yeah. I mean, we even had better commercials back then. That's so sad.
I just started. I've discovered so many like crazy, like hilarious and awesome commercials, and then I have remembered things that I forgot, like campaigns that were like huge campaigns for restaurants that were like fails and stuff that turned around. They were like they dumped millions of dollars into trying to do something to promote it, and like it ended up like on their ass. I think it was like Arby's had like Mr. Peabody or something like that.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Holy shit!
I can't remember that one. I don't think. I have to see it.
Have to dig it up. I'm gonna look for it right now. But the other thing is like the Burger King commercials. Like you don't have any kind of fun at all. Like everything was way more fun. Like everything, or like the car commercials. Like really made you want to buy the car. Like now it's Dr. Evil playing nostalgia with you, so you can buy an electric car.
Right.
Well, even Black Awesome. Oh, good.
I was gonna say, even the looks of fast food restaurants the past few years, like they revamped them all. They all look so like institutions now. They used to look like fun places to go. No more.
Oh, no, it wasn't Arby's. It was Rax, I think.
Yeah, Rax is awesome.
Rax commercial. Oh,
I remember we used to go there and get the California raisins. That would be your little kid's toy.
Oh yeah, I had a bunch of those.
Oh, that's what it was. It's Mr. Delicious. He's the most obnoxious guy. Oh, this was the stupidest campaign that they had ever did. I don't know why they did this. Let's see. Whoa, share screen.
So you go back and watch the old like Ford versus Chevy truck commercials and stuff.
Oh.
Kids, I mean, they'd cuss at them sometimes. It's like Ford's junk.
Damn you, controller. Take it down.
Hello, I'm Mr. Delicious, the new spokesman for Rax Restaurants. My job? To encourage you to enjoy tasty, affordable meals in a more mature dining environment. I know what you're thinking. He's a cartoon. And cartoons are mostly for people who wet their pants. But not Mr. D. He's a special cartoon for adults. And Mr. Delicious always carries his briefcase. Contents? Watch for me and visit Rax. Tickety D.
He seems too stuffed up or stuffy to be promoting anything.
It was literally like it was one of their last ditch efforts because like Rax they expanded out. They did good at first and they expanded out and then they started having trouble and they tried add the salad bar, or I think they started taking the salad bar out, tried to switch some things around, and one of the last ditch efforts was like that guy, Mr. Delicious.
Yeah, that definitely
Mr. D.
Mr. D didn't seem like he was enjoying himself.
Hello there.
No.
I'm Mr. Delicious. Did you know the value menu at Rax features lots of adult-sized delectables for only 99 cents? That's right, and that's fortunate. You see, Mr. Delicious is, well, a little overextended. Perhaps the RAC's executives aren't paying him enough to compromise his integrity. On the other hand, you can't eat integrity, but you certainly can eat a hearty roast beef sandwich for 99 cents. Tickety-dee.
It's just terrible. It's just terrible. It's just, I don't even know why they thought that was a good idea. Could you imagine being the spokesman guy for that? Oh my goodness.
Like, how does that give you hype to eat that?
Yeah, I'm not seeing it either, Rick.
TD.
Oh, that's almost as like, oh, that's like a the guy that didn't get that job was like a bullet dodge and he didn't even realize it. When Tom Segura didn't get the job as being the brother or the cousin to Jared for the Subway commercial, like that was a godsend and he didn't even know it.
Yeah, I don't think Mr. D's career went very far.
You sure that guy didn't use it on his resume? Come on now.
I don't know. If I was a Mr. D, I would definitely put that on my resume.
Well, we we mixed up the order of our show quite a bit tonight, and we did a lot, and we usually
Yeah, we've got a lot of long-winded. Yeah.
Well, we did. So
which is good though, not bad.
Before we run out of time, I think that this would be the appropriate time to get to know Red Gaze and Rick Seller a little bit more intimately.
Yeah.
Sir, you're promoting a project. I believe it's a beautiful project from what I've seen on the artwork looking so far. Sunsworn, which all links for all our guests will always be in the description of every episode, along with links for Amanda B, myself, and the Crack Pack is always linked in there as well.
Cool beans. Well, heck yeah. Yeah, it's a project that came along from, it's a follow-up from the first project, which was Sunsworn Edge of Annihilation. That was a novel with a visual companion. And the novel number 2 is coming this year. But I thought in between it'd be a cool idea to kind of, just run a quick, action-packed comic story just to get even more visual, with the characters, with the world. Just thought it would be a cool idea. And yeah, Miriam came along and drew that beautifully. Came out better than I ever imagined, with colors by Mika from Barbusco Studios. Just absolutely beautiful. Like I couldn't have wished for better. If you're into epic space fantasy, and I emphasize the fantasy because I think I go a little harder on that than most when it comes to sci-fi stuff. But space fantasy is like my jam. I love fantasy. I love sci-fi. Sunsworn's right in the middle. You get an equal amount of both, I believe. And yeah, just a story that's been kicking around in my head for years and years and years that it's finally coming to fruition, and really appreciative that Comixgate and everyone involved made that happen for me.
Where does one get your books?
Right now we're just on Indiegogo. We're working on a website to sell things, just
even the novel
into the future. Right now, yeah, there's a novel tier on there. There's still about 10 left that aren't completely, destroyed. They are, I call them war-torn reader copies just because they're the ones that I didn't want to send out to the original backers because they had slight, cosmetic defects like a bent corner or like a ribbing in the spine, things like that. Nothing too serious, but a lot of them are in pretty good shape. But yeah,
if you're planning on reading it, you don't really worry about that stuff anyways.
Right. Right.
You're gonna get finger smudge all over it.
But yeah, these are the last of the original copies that'll ever be sold. With the second campaign, I intend to reprint. But yeah, these are the only ones that they're going to come with the gold foil logo if you're into that kind of thing.
See, well, we got a little thing here. It says the story following their war with the Violet Circle. The what is that? I can't.
Astral Union.
Astral Union rebuilds under. I'm sorry. It's been a long week, and I'm a terrible reader. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm just making excuses at this point. Rebuilds under fresh leadership. The war was won at a hefty price. The Astral Templars, fierce defenders of the galaxy, suffered a heavy loss. The mystical disciples of, how do we say that, sir? Ul have been all but wiped out.
How about that one?
Haralavice has taken her father's place as the Circle's leader and wishes to make up for his transgressions. However, for some, the war is not over. Remnants of Drakenvice loyalists seek vengeance in his name. When Aster Sunsworn and Trip Vengeance discover a surviving Ulthar, which is a disciple of Ul, in dire peril, they rush to her aid. But are these battle-weary heroes prepared to face the threat that awaits them?
So what's the general idea of our world here that we're venturing into with the story?
General idea. The Astral Union is kind of it's almost utopian in the way it functions. You know, most of the citizens are taken care of. There's a standard defense force just in case of outside threats. But they've kind of settled into a lull where everybody's just a little too comfortable. But then an enemy from the past surfaces and wreaks havoc on their galaxy who was not prepared for that scale of a war. But that whole war takes place in Edge of Annihilation. Wings of Vengeance is the story of one of the remnants that's still left from Drakenvice's Violet Circle. He's very much seeking revenge. He just refuses to leave. The war's not over in his mind, never will be. So he lures 3 of our heroes, Aster Sunsworn, Trip Vengeance, and Ginny Zin, to a remote planet, which was a manufacturing world, just to kind of hash out his vengeance, because there's some of the characters that he personally holds responsible for the demise of his mentor. So they come to this planet, and while they're there, discover that there is still another disciple of Ul they're in need of rescuing. So they hash it out, and you'll find out what happens if you check it out.
Nice. This does look pretty good, though. This is nice artwork, sir.
Yeah. Who'd you say the artist was?
Miriam.
Yeah, this is Miriam.
Nice.
Yeah, she did stellar work on this.
Fancy. Don't tell people who she is. They'll steal her from. She's gonna be booked up forever now.
Well,
but she's got her own stuff, and she's doing stuff for Shane, and
absolutely,
she's getting out there.
Yeah, she's branching out. Bonds 2 is coming out shortly. The mailing list is going to be up in probably a week or two. So look forward to that. And yeah, she's got a supplemental story for Shane Davis on Inglorious Rex. Yeah, she's getting out there. She's done a lot of pinups and various other things for other creators. Mm-hmm. Definitely somebody worth checking out.
Unlock stretch goals. Whoa, we got full cards. That's pretty sweet. I like cards to an extent. I wasn't a fan of cards at first, but now I've gotten so many of them that I was like, well, I guess keep them. The argument though that I have with people is the bookmark sticker thing, and I'm a firm believer that you can just use the sticker as a bookmark, and if it's a really cool sticker, you're either not going to stick it on something or you're going to stick it on something really cool. So I don't know. I feel like it just, you have a double, and once you take the back off the sticker, you still have a bookmark. Whereas if you just have a bookmark, you can't stick it to anything. You can't mark your books.
Well, my theory with the bookmarks is if you need a bookmark for a comic book,
you ain't reading it right.
I kind of agree with you on that, Rick, which is one of the reasons why you're not going to find a bookmark on this campaign, but the novel campaigns you definitely will.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you can make it, because I got a couple from Brian Polito that are like a piece of art. I've gotten a couple bookmarks that are not bad, so I'll stick them on my wall, like on the edge of a door or something, like a piece of art. Same thing with like the little mini prints, but the cards are a little better because you can make them simple, like a card of your character with some bio on the back, or and then you can stick them in a folder and actually look at them. Some of the trinkets we do, stickers are all right. I'm not really going to stick them on anything.
Magnets. It's all about the magnets.
I love magnets. I mean, my refrigerator needs more magnets because I think most of us are adults. So I respect and that the creators are trying to think of stuff to give, backers to incentivize, or I don't know how to describe it, but you got to remember most of us are of a certain age to where it's really not going to be used, man. I got a bag of shit. Like and I hate to call it shit, because it's, somebody put time, but to me, focus on your book. I mean, I got a bag I don't know if you can see it right here. It is literally full of bookmarks and just stuff that'll never leave this bag. It, I don't know. Just the magnets are cool because you can stick them on your fridge. I like opening my fridge and seeing all my magnets. Like I'm not going to stick a sticker on there, so I don't know. That stuff doesn't sell a book for me. It's the artwork. The prints are cool. Stuff like that, stuff you could display.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think prints are cool, but yeah, I hear what you're saying with the like stickers and things like that. Some people dig them, some people don't. That's me and Darren have been discussing that a lot about future projects, and I think one of the things we're going to try to do more of is just add content more so than anything else for stretch goals. I think
that's my favorite thing. I love nothing more than when there's like more pages in the stretch goals. When you're like, I hit the grand, we get 20 more pages. I'm like, yeah, that's the goal. That's where we need to get. Because 9 times out of 10, like that's the complete story, anyways. Like I've never heard of anyone like trying to say we're going to add pages and then actually had to add pages to a story that they didn't already, have that expansion capable of.
Yeah. See, I was thinking more along the lines of maybe like smaller bonus stories for stretch goals. Because I mean, if you add a couple pages, that's basically just going to be fluff, right? To extend your page count. So why not throw in a whole new story that can be told in a short, a small amount of pages?
Mm-hmm. I agree with
you. Or like throw in at the back, throw in a bunch of supplemental artwork, like drafts, stuff, leading up to the book. Just extra on the back would be nice too, seeing drafts of your characters or something like that. It's simple.
Yeah, I like the supplemental books. There's okay. Almost every time that I didn't buy like the drawing book for something or like the art book or the extra has all the character design kind of stuff books, have been very upset with myself because everybody got that. They're like, theirs was awesome, and I was like, oh well, I guess I fucked on that one.
Yeah, it's like, damn it, man, I missed out. Like Renee, when she did her Fiendish, I didn't even know she had a sketchbook, and so on one of the channels, she said, "Yeah, the sketchbook." So I instantly jumped out to buy it. It was sold out, and then it was sold out. She put 10 more on. She's like, "Rick, hurry up and go get one." And literally, the last one sold as I was putting in my information, and I was like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like, her sketchbook is phenomenal. I mean, her artwork is. If you look at Fiendish and you might not like it because it's kind of weeby, it's good artwork. But if you look at her sketchbook and see the different styles, I mean, she can draw traditional comic books, superheroes. She can draw monsters. Just her style is unreal. She's got a variety of styles she can draw. It's impressive.
Yeah, I missed that sketchbook by a narrow margin as well. I was a little pissed off about that.
The thing that I'm mad about right now is that Alterna restocked a handful of their floppies, and they had it comes out on a Wednesday, and there's like 3 issues that I've been hunting. I go on there periodically to see if they're restocked, and I get an email, and of course, by the time I see the email for the restock, all the exact books that I wanted were all sold out. They were out. Like, I was like, okay, well, guess what, Pete? Now you're just going to get annoyed and bugged on Twitter until you reprint another set of those because I want to.
I know Jeremy V is asking why the limited sketchbooks. I'm pretty sure she had them left over from like a previous campaign, and so she sold them out. So she only had a limited number to begin with, and of course, I don't know if you must remember when Rini came back on the scene, but she kind of got pulled into CG and got the reception that she wasn't expecting. So, her campaign did well beyond what she thought it was going to be. And I'm lucky to get one of those sketchbooks, by the
way. Yeah.
So,
stop brag, Amanda.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were like, I got mine. I was like, whatever.
I got mine. I backed her. The first stream I saw her on was Sugar Chris, and I backed her there. And then she made it to like all the other streams. I think there was a stream before Sugar Chris, but yeah.
Every stream I stalked her about that damn book until she reprinted it. And if you go back and watch Bancroft's channel, when she came on there, she got such a good reception. It blew. I mean, that was one of my favorite shows there's a couple shows like I love when you can see an artist appreciate the fans
Mm-hmm.
in the chat, giving her, giving praises or buying it back in the books. That was one of the best ones because she was literally shocked on how much she sold. I mean, I think she did. I want to say 10,000 or some crazy amount that night, and it blew her away. Same thing with the Billy Basco when everybody, raised money for his ARO piece. I mean, you make a grown man cry on a stream over being shocked, and you just did something.
Mm-hmm.
It's that's what I love about CG. I mean, everybody comes together. This group, I was in a comic book store and I was talking to this weirdo dude, and he, I hate EVS, and he didn't want to come out and say CG, but he was kind of like, oh yeah, they're just a bunch of EVS, and I'm like, nah, dude, you don't know what you're talking. I said these artists are some of the nicest people I've ever met. I personally talked to some of them, which normally you couldn't do, and I was like, they go out of your way. They if say Red Gaze needed help. I mean, Bancroft would help them. I mean, Nolan would give them advice. Somebody would give you advice without asking for anything out of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, well, maybe they're trying. I'm like, no, these are how these people are. It's like with Shelby. I mean, that dude is the nicest dude. When he first came on, I found him on Fraga's channel. He was doing his sketchbook. And I'm like, I'm hitting everybody up like, hey, you got to check out Shelby Robertson. I was like, this dude can draw. And I never knew he was been around for all these years.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I posted that link 1,000 times to get that sketchbook, but he did like the little ninja launch. So when 94 came out, people started realizing who he was. And I've been hitting him up. I mean, he was in the middle of drawing, like, I don't know if you could see this wall. That's all Shelby artwork. I've got Shelby artwork on my floor that I can't even freaking.
Rick is a Shelby fan.
On my wall. This is all Jason Bascom work. Like Shelby's, I stalk him so bad sometimes. Sometimes he probably has to laugh. Like he'll be in the middle of a live stream drawing. Let me see if I can get this one right here. He wasn't even halfway done with that, and I was already throwing money at him. I was like, hey, I'm dealing with that piece, bro. He's like, why, you want it? I was like, yeah. How much you want? I was like, I'm gonna get it. It's just, I mean, they're nice. Rob, when Rob was doing his posters, I kept missing it. I was like, dude, every time I get off work, you've already sold. It's over. I was like, how much for all of them, Rob? And he was like, you want all of them? I was like, I'll buy all of them. And he gave me a price, and he set them out. Well, when they showed up at my house, the tube was open. Somebody opened it, took all the posters out, and then jammed them back in. So every one of them was destroyed.
Oh, wow.
And I sent him a picture of it, and the tube is like 4 foot long, and it's sticking out of my mailbox. My mailbox is like 12 inches deep, and it's sticking out like 3 feet. I'm coming down the street, I'm like, is that my fucking posters hanging out my mailbox? I got out and the tube was gone, so I sent him pictures of it. And Rob was so cool about it. He literally the next day already had it packaged and sent it back to me. And that's what I love about CG. I mean, these guys are willing to help you as long as you don't come at them all crazy. I mean, if everybody that I've met in the chat, the fans, the artists, everybody's so just trying to help it. To me, and that's why I help as many people as I can, push links and show up in people's chats. And to me, this has got to succeed because I don't see any other. I'm not going to mainstream and buying their shit. So it's like, if this doesn't work, I mean, where else are we going to go? Yeah, it's
France.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just go back to shooting guns all the time. I mean, CG's consumed a lot of my money, but it's like money well spent. I don't regret it. And it's fun. It's getting to meet everybody's awesome. It's
for those that have just tuned in, Rick Saylor is a super fan of comics and Comixgate. And it was nice to see your room, to see, all the pictures that you have, because I haven't seen you show that off on a stream yet.
Yeah,
So
what sucks is we're redoing this entire house, and for like 4 years I had almost all my stuff in totes, and so I was like, fuck this, I got all this art, it's going on my wall. I don't like having shit in totes. Like, I hate having long boxes. So if you look at like this shelf is all CG books, and then the top row is all Shelby books, and then all the ones on my wall are Shelby books, and then through CG, I never really collected comic books since like 90s, and now I got like 6 long boxes full to the brim, and I'm sick of like artists like, oh yeah, go check out this book, and then I go. So now how I kind of collect is I've gone back and almost got every Dan Skyver book. So I literally like Art to Bear. So now I buy all Art to Bear books. Nolan.
even the mainstream ones from back in the day?
Yeah. I go to my LCSs and hunt like a dog, and like I've got everything, almost everything from Dale Keown. That's definitely one of my favorites. But I collect by our artists now. So if you're a CG artist and you've got mainstream work, I'm gonna go find your book. I've been hunting down Ryan Wynn stuff. It's my collection's kind of weird. People look at it like, why do you have all these? These are all different books in one box. I'm like, well, those are all Art to Bear. There's a Shelby section so it's like I just go and hunt those guys down now, and it's like I found a bunch of Shay Davis's books. I like to find them in LCSs. I do a lot of flea markets. I like to make my money stretch. If I can find a lot of good books at a good price, then I do it. I got too many hobbies.
Nico is saying you have an awesome collection.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna get a camera eventually and do do streams of opening toys, because I got all my Spawn guys. I got Marvel Legends. I got old toys I don't even want to say out loud, because I bought some toys from the early '90s from movies that I'm going to show. But
I'll be surprised.
I got.
Do you have a channel yet or not yet?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I work a lot, and then when I get home, it's either I'm streaming or watching streams, and the biggest problem is I don't even own a computer. That's how boomer I am. I don't have a laptop, a computer. It took me.
You couldn't tell with your handiwork with your phone, Rick.
Yeah. Well, it took me 20 minutes to get on the StreamYard because I had to do my information, and I was like, "What the hell's going on here, man?" Normally, when I click the link, I just go pop into the show, and this one I had to set up an account.
Yeah, it's asking for Google or whatever. Yeah.
I'm struggling with this email address. It keeps saying it's already used.
Oh, and Lola's telling you that you should never stop shooting, by the way.
Oh, I don't. I got my gun right next to me. I got my wall of Shelby's protected by this shotgun sitting to the left. You can't see it because it's in, but that's all I do. I mean,
show videos,
and
show guns on live streams. It's the weirdest, fucking dumbest rule that is YouTube has. I never understood. It's so if I'm a shooting channel, I can make all the shooting videos. They're like, yeah, I just can't go live. Why? Why can't I be live shooting? Why that doesn't make any sense?
It's weird, man.
They're afraid that you're going to show an accident live? You're going to accidentally shoot yourself and then that wouldn't be good? Or you're going to shoot somebody else? Or I don't know.
I don't know.
They really busted down on that. I lost a lot of my gun channels because before CG, my phone was just full of nothing but gun channels. And then now there's so many CG channels on here. It's ridiculous. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? But I try to support all of them, so you click on them, but yeah, guns, babes, and comic books, I guess.
Now we did get off a little bit. You see Sunsworn still on the screen. That is Red Gaze's book. 24 dropped the link a while back to if you want to take a little closer look at it. But you also have other stuff going on, Red, don't you?
Oh, quite a bit.
Got
the YouTube channel. Yeah, I've not been as vigilant with that as I would like to be. Every Thursday at 6 p.m. we do the probe where we interview creators and talk about their projects. That's the only real consistent programming we have right now. Every once in a while we'll do something just kind of out of the blue, or maybe drop a video or throw a trailer out there or something, just to show folks some things. But yeah, I've been doing a lot of trailer work as well. I actually got hit up for a few of those this week, so hopefully we'll be rolling it out. The problem I'm finding with those is I don't make my own music, so I've been using open source music. The past year or so, YouTube has decided to crack down extra hard on all that stuff, even the stuff that's labeled copyright free. Even stuff from their own library has been hit, which is strange. But
that is weird.
Yeah, especially if you have a custom song, yeah, I'm definitely down to help you out with visuals and whatnot. Yeah, check it out. Subscribe. The subscriber count has been going up and down like an accordion. So yeah,
The
any
love
extra
of
subs,
YouTube. Yeah.
yeah, any extra subs would be appreciated.
What's the last trailer you did? That's a live campaign.
Oh, that's a tough question. Probably SOS Volume 3.
Okay.
Black
I
and
don't know
white.
if I've seen that one. Oh, you did black and white too?
Yeah. There's been
Gucci
quite
Bear?
a few.
Oh.
Yeah, I
It's
lose
funny 'cause
track.
I remember there was a few months, maybe it's probably several months ago now, where it was like, oh, who did this trailer? And then it was you, and then like there was a thing, but then it's been a few months that I didn't realize that you were behind these trailers. So that's why I was wondering. I'm like, oh, maybe it was a side thing and you just haven't focused on it as much, but you've been doing them all along.
Yeah, pretty much whenever somebody asks, I'll go ahead and do it. As long as I got time, which I don't have a lot of, but I usually seem to be able to squeeze it in.
Now we're talking comic book trailers, but I'm sure Red can help you out with anything if you want to hit him up on the DMs as far as trailers go.
Yeah, pretty much. If you need an intro or an outro or anything of that nature, yeah, I'd be happy to help.
Well, good. If I do my channel, I'll be hitting you up.
Absolutely, man.
I'm gonna get Joe to let me use some of his metal music.
You don't want dancing women to.
Hey, that's a pretty good intro. So
that took some time. It was my first endeavor. I was proud of it.
I like the overlays. It worked well.
Yeah, that last one worked out perfect because I was sitting there. I had like all these green screen chicks, and like the way the X-Men thing worked, I was like, "Oh, this is amazing." I didn't even plan that. This is a happy accident. Just like painting little trees.
You Bob Ross these days.
Happy little trees. Happy little X-Men.
Yep.
Oh, but with that, I think that we've talked about a lot. We've covered a lot.
We have. Did you want to go over the day real quick, just because?
If you'd like to, if you want to run through it real quick.
I feel like we'd be rushing, but we can definitely do it because they won't be the same next week. All right, so normally we do the this day in review type thing, and we talk about historical stuff that's happened on certain dates, and of course we use the day of the past week. I won't throw 24 under the bus, but usually he has nice visuals. But we're not working on nice visuals these days, but that's okay. We will make it work. All right, so February 5th, back in 1999, Mike Tyson was sentenced to a year in jail for assaulting 2 people after a car accident back on August 31st, 1988. But in 1999, he was sentenced to jail. So in 2000, Kelly Ripa officially joined Regis Philbin on Live. So she's been doing it for like the last 22 years, and Regis, of course, is Regis still alive? I'm like, he's not doing it anymore. But like, I think he died.
I thought she didn't she get fired? I thought she was her and that Michael Strahan. It was like her and Michael, and then like
is she not on it anymore?
I think he was cool and she wasn't. Like she wasn't, she was getting all bitchy, and I think they cut her.
Oh, sorry, not up with that. But anyways, she started back out in 2000. In February 6, in 1928, a woman calling herself Anastasia Tchaikovsky was claiming to be the youngest daughter of the murdered Tsar of Russia arrived in New York City. In 1991, DNA evidence indicated that she was not the Russian princess. In 19 probably you are not the father. 1937, John Steinbeck's novella of Mice and Men was published. In 1952, Queen Elizabeth II succeeded to the British throne. In 1959, the first patent for an integrated circuit, a computer chip, was filed by Jack Kirby of Texas Instruments. February 7th, 1817, the first public gas street light was lit in Baltimore, Maryland, the first in the United States. In 1935, Monopoly was first sold by Charles Darrow. In December of that year, he sold the patent game to Parker Brothers. In 1982, Superman the movie was broadcast on American television for the first time. It was in 2 parts, which continued this following night. And in 1988, America's Most Wanted premiered on Fox.
That show was so awesome. America's Most Wanted was fucking amazing. Oh, they just had to ruin it. They had to ruin that and Cops. Like, God damn it. All the good shows.
Yeah, John Walsh had a presence.
Yeah, I mean, he was a good show. That was good. That was a good show for America. I mean, we need something like that now. Of course, they would be so busy.
I preferred Unsolved Mysteries, but that's okay.
That's also a great show.
That's a great show, but we want less of those to happen.
That's true. That's true.
That's the problem. Yeah.
They tried to bring it back, but it's not nearly as good.
No, I think it's the guy. The guy really did it. And then of course it's nowadays it's like you see these stories on, Facebook or whatnot, so they're not as eerie.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So on February 8th, 1692, a doctor in Salem Village claimed 3 teenage girls were possessed by Satan, which led to the chaotic Salem witch trials. In 1910, the Boy Scouts of America were founded. In 1960, groundbreaking for the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The initial stars were Joanne Woodward, Olive Borden, Ronald Colman, Louise Frazenda, Preston Foster, Burt Lancaster, Edward Sedgwick, and Ernest Torrance.
I think the only person I ever heard his name out of that list is Burt Lancaster.
Burt Lancaster. Exactly. I'm like, I don't know who these other people are. All right. In 1971, the NASDAQ stock market index opened. In 1992, the number 1 hit was between February 8th and February 28th was Right Said's Fred's I'm Too Sexy. Now everybody's going to start singing that in their mind. On February... What?
Every day.
Every day. February 19th, 1870, the Weather Service, now named the National Weather Service, was authorized by Congress. In 1964, the Beatles appeared on the Ed Sullivan Show for the first time. In 1991, the number 1 hit from February 9th through February 22nd was CNC's Music Factory, featuring Freedom Williams, Was Gonna Make You Sweat. Everybody dance now. And in 1997, The Simpsons made television history with their episode The Itchy, Scratchy, and Poochie Show, which they then surpassed The Flintstones as the longest-running primetime cartoon series in terms of episodes aired.
Oh man, aren't they up? They're up to like something like 300 or something crazy. Like they're at a pretty crazy market with that show.
Yeah,
do they still make new episodes of Simpsons? I don't even know. I stopped watching TV like 5 years ago.
Season 13, I think it was 13 or 18. That's when it started going downhill. It's not as good as it used to be.
That's when everybody's offended by things, so their jokes couldn't be as outrageous.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when they decided to get rid of a poo.
I mean, the original, at least 10 seasons were a little bit more edgy. I mean, it was crazy when that show came out because everybody was wearing Eat My Shorts shirts with Bart on there. It was everywhere, man.
And then, of course, it was on like commercials with "Don't touch my Butterfinger" or "Don't touch my Butterfinger." Yeah.
Oh, don't lay a finger on my Butterfinger.
My Butterfinger, exactly. There you go.
Yeah, that was the only reason I watched the Tracy Ullman show.
Yeah.
Man, you guys remember Trapper Keepers? I had a Simpsons Trapper Keeper.
Oh, yeah. You weren't cool if you didn't have a Trapper Keeper.
I think they still have them. They make them these days. They're just not as cool. They're a little plain.
Oh, these kids are lame. They're stupid. Obviously, they don't know the power of Trapper Keeper.
Right.
You bust out a Trapper Keeper now. You're like a nerd. Back then, you were cool. You were like, oh, you got that Trapper Keeper? It's like swatches. Remember swatches?
I got that 5-star, bro. 5-star.
You got the little net inside that holds your pens and shit.
Yeah.
Yep. All
That's
right.
right. We don't teach kids how to read or educate them anymore. So what do they need Trapper Keeper for?
Just give them a phone and tell them to go away.
At this point, I think that like it would almost be safer to just put all the kids into rooms like for like 3 hours a day and just play old TV shows that have morals and lessons and shit. Just the good stuff. But I think we're about ready to
2
wrap
more
it up.
days. We ready?
2 more days? All right.
2 more days. February 10th, 1953, Romper Room premiered in syndication. 1956, My Friend Flicka debuted on CBS. 1979, the number 1 hit from 2010 through 2010. February 10th to March 9th, Rod Stewart's Don't You Think I'm Sexy. In 1990, the number 1 hit from the February 10th through March 2nd was Paula Abdul and the Wild Pair, Opposites Attract. 1993, Oprah Winfrey interviewed Michael Jackson at his home in the Neverland Ranch. It was Jackson's first televised interview since 1979. So that's what, 13 years? No, 14
I
years.
forgot how weird Michael Jackson was.
Yeah. How could you forget?
I mean,
February.
I don't know. Just
February 11th, 1752. The first hospital in the United States, the Pennsylvania Hospital, opened. In 1989, the number 1 hit February 11th through March 3rd was Paula Abdul, Straight Up. In 1999, Buster Douglas, 40-1 odds against him winning, defeated Mike Tyson to become the new undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. In 1994, the number 1 hit from the February 12th through March 11th was Celine's Dion, The Power of Love. In 2006, Vice President Dick Cheney accidentally shot his friend Harry Whittington when the two were hunting together.
Just misplaced some buckshot in his ass. That's all.
Accidentally.
Nothing to see here.
I guess it's safer than Baldwin.
That's true. 2012, Whitney Houston died in a hotel bathtub as a result of an accidental drowning. Heart disease and cocaine, which was found in her system, were determined to be contributing factors.
You think?
That's
maybe.
10 years ago. We're coming up on a decade of Whitney Houston being dead.
Wow.
That's actually sad Whitney Houston died. I mean, she was a beast back in the day. Find out that Bobby Brown got her hooked on crack.
Yeah,
Like,
it's all
what
Bobby
the
Brown's
hell?
fault.
Whitney Houston?
Whitney Houston, when she did the reality show, when she came back with the reality show in the 2000, it had to be early 2000. I remember exactly. That was terrible. That was before she was out. There was like an episode where she was like constipated or something, and she was trying to get like the homeboy to like pull poop out of her butt like with a glove and stuff. Dude, it was
What? I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was like the most unhinged stuff. I was like, why? Because this was the beginning. Remember, this is like right after what's her name's Ozzy Osbourne was on like MTV and stuff. Like, This is an explosion, and they're like, let's just make people look stupid on TV.
The beginning of the end.
And they're like, here's a trash fire. Come on, Whitney. We'll sign the
Follow you around.
We won't air anything that'll harm your reputation whatsoever at all.
Not at all.
Ever. Mm-mm-mm. Well, all right. I think that wraps up the show for this evening. I've been trying to do a couple times. Amanda B, keep me in line and on track, and all our segments knocked in, knocked out. Red Gaze, thank you for coming on, sir. Can you let everyone know once again, real quick, for anyone that's hanging on at the end, where we can find you at?
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much. That was a good time. At the Red Gaze on Twitter, Red Gaze on YouTube, and sunsworn.com. Pretty much sums it up.
Rick Saylor, where can we find you, sir?
Twitter.
Twitter.
YouTube, that's about it.
Twitter and tubes.
Yeah.
What do you like? Rick Saylor 1, right? At Rick Saylor 1.
Yeah, it's like Rick Saylor 4 or 1 or something like that. I don't know
You're
why.
like me. See, I don't even remember my my Twitter either. There's a number there, and there's some underscores. I'm not sure how it works.
Yeah.
Amanda B, where can we find you, ma'am?
Every Thursday here.
Well, that's true. That is for true. Also, I put the link for Goodstuff Comixgator's channel because once a month, Amanda B does a show over there called Uncorked.
Yep. The next one will be March 4th, where we hang out with the ladies, but we have the guys hanging out in the chat. It's a fun time. We're usually drinking and talking about funny stuff.
Well, women drinking is always funny stuff. On that, we're gonna play out 216A. You can catch me all the time on Outcast Owls. We go live randomly. We do Sundays and Wednesdays for our regular show for the Outcast Owls. I do that with my co-host Skeletor the God. Other than that, you'll see me in the chats. You'll see me here with Miss Amanda B, and then I don't know if there's anything else popping up in the future. But with that, I'm gonna play some 216A, and his information's also down below in the description, and if you would like to work with him on a project or something, that might be possible. Everyone have a good evening.
And you can always learn, Amber. Later, guys.
Good night.
Big Ass Productions, bitch. Baby, I'm stuck in my ways. Do the same shit every day. Run up a check and get paid. You better stay in your lane. Baby, I'm stuck in my ways. Do the same shit every day. Run up a check and get paid. You better stay in your lane. I ain't saying that I got a whole lot, but you know I gotta get it cause the grind don't stop. Don't sleep too much cause my mind don't stop. PTSD when the nines go pop like. Please do not play with my money cause it can get bloody. This shit isn't funny, your nose will be running. Not to be leaking, choking on bread every time that you speaking. And it's getting harder to breathe. These bitches bringing out the artist to me. Probably cause I wear my heart on my sleeve. Fuck these hoes, bro, rinse and repeat. And I ain't tryna flex on a rapper. Spit a couple bars, put a hex on a rapper. Haters lined up, who's next on a rapper? You probably took me out of context, I'm a rapper. I'm the sickest motherfucker in my city though. Niggas talking shit on YouTube. I'm like, really, bro? You should get a life or something. Treat a girl right, get a wife or something. Yo, but you ain't even half a man. I'll let her get a little taste in your ass's can. Yeah, probably pay the rent, put gas in the tank. I'm an asshole, but the cash flow don't stop. So, ay, maybe I'm stuck in my ways. Do the same shit every day. Run up a check and get paid. You better stay in your lane. Baby, I'm stuck in my ways. Do the same shit every day. Run up a check and get paid. And you better stay in your lane. I'm just expressing myself. Play devil's